My parents met at a church New Year's Eve party for young adults. Mandy and Robert were both children of converts to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This meant it was an alcohol-free party. My mother said that my father rode all the way from the country on his motorbike. "Your father was interesting," she said. "He was more interesting than anybody else at that party." He offered her a sip of his Slurpee, and my mother nearly drank the whole thing. The story goes that when my father showed up to visit my mother at her parents' place in the Commission Flats of Dandenong, she had just come out of the shower and rushed past the front door to her room to get dressed. That was when my father knew he wanted to marry her, when he got a glimpse of her dashing past in nothing but a towel. Mormons don't believe in sex before marriage. 10 months after they met, they got married at my mum's parents' home on the 3rd of October. Uncle Terry was the bishop of that particular church branch back then. The simple service was followed by an afternoon tea. No alcohol or even cups of tea were served, since that stuff is not encouraged, in line with the word of wisdom. Your body is a temple, and things that are addictive should be avoided. Instead, the afternoon tea would have fizzy drinks and homemade cakes and sandwiches. In order to become sealed together for eternity, my parents flew to Hamilton in New Zealand, where the nearest, proper, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints temple was at the time. These buildings of modern architecture were surrounded by pristine, manicured lawns and varied in size depending on where they were situated. They held rooms for all kinds of church-related ordinances and covenants, such as getting sealed to your spouse for not just this life, but the life after death. My parents' ceremony was held on the 6th of October in 1981. This was when they received the undergarments that were worn to remind them of certain promises they had made to each other, Heavenly Father, and the church. "You will know what they are when you get married in the temple," Mum says when I ask about these promises. As a tween, I did wonder what those top-secret promises were. Was it like in the movies when people made a blood oath? Did they prick their palms with a knife till they drew blood and then clasp their hands together? Did my parents promise to sacrifice one of their children for some big feast? I had a recurring nightmare in which my brother and I are lying on a mat made of straw with a blanket covering us. There is a huge bonfire with family and friends standing around the giant flames. My parents are very excited, for the moment is getting near. The moment my brother and I will be thrown into the fire. Except, I was pretty sure my parents didn't have to promise to sacrifice one of their unborn children. The following October, I was born in the Shepperton Hospital on a Friday night at 10:29 p.m., 1 year after they were married. Remember, my dad had already seen my doe-eyed petite mum in nothing but a towel. My parents would say the reason I had all these medical abnormalities was because I was born on a Friday night. They like to imagine how it might have happened, how I was put together in haste. Perhaps Heavenly Father was getting ready to take the weekend off and simply threw me down from the pre-existence without checking to see if everything was in working order. It cannot be said that I was anything less than desperately wanted. When my grandmother came to see me, I was in my mother's arms. She looked at my grandmother and said, "Thank you for having me, so I could have Jessica." 2 days later, the test results came back. I was a medical riddle